What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I wanted to take a minute to explain to you guys a couple of things. So some of you that have been following the channel for a while may have noticed that last season, we weren't as active. We didn't post as many videos. And a lot of people were kind of asking, what's been going on with Swamp and Stomp. And so I'm here to give you guys an explanation and tell you a little bit about what's been going on. And I know it's Thursday and normally there will be a hunting video being posted right now, but I wanted to post this one first. So the hunting video is going to probably come out an hour after this video. So don't worry, there's still going to be a hunting video this week. So in order to answer this question, I guess I got to first, point out that we've been doing this for a long time. I think we're like on our 7th year of running this YouTube channel. And to be completely honest, like we never really expected it to grow the way that it has. And, we really appreciate everybody that's been watching the YouTube videos, everybody that's been supporting what we've been doing. It's been a really awesome journey for us. And it's been really cool to see, how well like our efforts have been accepted, or I guess not even accepted, but just supported and appreciated. We really appreciate you guys appreciating what we do, because it is a lot of work, and I don't think a lot of people realize that running these YouTube channels, it's a full-time job. Editing these videos takes a lot of time. Over the years, things have changed a little bit. Our priorities have changed a little bit. We've gotten new jobs. We've moved up in the positions that we hold, gotten more responsibilities. People have gotten remarried, people have had kids. And so everybody's kind of priorities have changed a little bit. And so last year we kind of came to this realization that like we weren't all on the same page about what the priorities for the Swamp and Stomp channel were. And so we kind of tried to take a step back from it and decide, what we wanted to do. During that time, I was still, I had my creative juices flowing. I still really wanted to create content. The other guys just kind of wanted to take a step back from it. And so I created a separate channel, which was Mark Goes Outside. That channel is now still active. I put a bunch of content on there, and you guys are going to be seeing some of the videos that I put there being posted on Swamp and Stomp, because I'm kind of trying to consolidate all the hunting content that I put together last year. That channel is still going to be active. If you guys are interested in fishing content, that's really what the Mark Goes Outside channel is going to be for. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you go over to Mark Goes Outside and subscribe to that. But the Swamp and Stomp channel is going to continue to just be focused on hunting, but the structure of the company is changing a little bit. So Danny and John have decided to step away from Swamp and Stomp, and I've taken over full ownership of the company. That doesn't mean that you're not going to see them occasionally. They might still make some content. They might still appear, on occasion, but their priorities have just changed, and they're just not as passionate about this as they once were. So we just decided it made more sense for me to take over, and that's exactly what's going to be happening. Still going to be hunting with a bunch of different people. You're still going to see very similar content. The vibe, the style of content isn't really going to change. So I wouldn't really expect to see much of a change there. But as I mentioned, the structure of the company is changing. And so one of the things that I am doing is started really thinking about, what are we doing with the money that's being made with Swamp and Stomp? And frankly, like we've never ever paid ourselves. That's never been a thing. We may have used some funds to cover some trips or some travel or some equipment, filming equipment, things like that. But we've never really paid ourselves. And so we really, in a lot of ways, it was kind of resembling a nonprofit. And so I decided, why not make this an actual nonprofit organization? And if you've been following along for a while, you know that conservation is really important to me. I'm very active in the conservation group. I'm a board member for the Florida chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. I try to interact with our FWC staff as much as possible, as well as staff from other state agencies that manage our wildlife. And so I wanted to, try and do that in a more formal capacity. So I created a new company. It's called the Scientific Outdoorsman Foundation. It's going to be a nonprofit organization, and the goal is, to get to these meetings where regulations for hunting are established, to make sure that there are people on the hunting side of things and the fishing side of things that really understand the science and can make sure that we're communicating our argumentation in a consistent or in a manner that's consistent with the science that's available. That's what wildlife management is all about, is following the science. And so I just want to make sure that our agencies are able to do that effectively. And so that's kind of the point of the Scientific Outdoorsman Foundation. There's going to be plenty of different ways that you can donate money to that foundation, but also this YouTube channel. Any funds that are generated from it are going to be used, to get me and other members to the meetings to represent the hunting community in an appropriate way. So just keep that in mind when you're watching the YouTube videos. When that commercial pops up, if you let it play or if you click on that link, that's going to generate funding. That's going to help, conserve the lifestyle that we all love as hunters. So thank you guys for just listening to me ramble for a little bit. I just wanted to give that explanation, as a bunch of people have been wondering why they haven't been seeing Danny or John in the videos in this season, and that's pretty much the reason. Mug has also decided to finally start his own channel. That was always kind of his plan. He always wanted to, learn how to do all this stuff from Swamp and Stomp, so he's finally started his own channel. It's called Mug Goes Wild. Yeah, Mug Goes Wild. So go check that out. He's putting awesome content together. And there's probably a good chance that we're going to end up doing some collaborations in the future. So thank you guys for supporting Swamp and Stomp all along. And if in the future, when we get, things rolling with the nonprofit, if you're able to donate to it, that would be fantastic. We'd really appreciate the support. If you haven't subscribed yet, which I assume you have if you're still watching this at this point, but make sure you subscribe, tell your friends about it, and there should be a hunting video coming out right after this. So enjoy that, and I'll see you guys in the next few episodes. Peace.